In 1931, French anthropologists unearthed a terrifying anomaly in the remote cliffs of Mali. An isolated, pre-industrial tribe possessed highly advanced, mathematically perfect orbital data of a star invisible to the human eye. This discovery shattered the conventional timeline of human progress. High upon the towering sandstone cliffs of the Bandiagara Escarpment, the Dogon people guarded secrets that should not have existed. French anthropologists Marcel Grail and Germaine Dieterlen arrived in this forbidding landscape, expecting primitive myths. Instead, they were initiated into a complex cosmic tapestry that defied scientific explanation. The tribal elders, known as the Hogans, decided to share their most sacred, closely guarded oral traditions, revealing a deep understanding of the cosmos. In the red dust of the village square, an elder drew a diagram. It was not a primitive symbol, but a highly accurate elliptical orbit of a tiny, heavy star circling the brilliant star Sirius. To the modern world, Sirius is the brightest star in the night sky. But the Dogon insisted that Sirius was not alone. They spoke of its tiny, invisible companion, Tolo. To comprehend the gravity of their knowledge, one must understand Sirius B. It is a white dwarf, a collapsed stellar core so dense that a single teaspoon of its matter weighs tons. It is completely invisible without the aid of modern, high-powered telescopes, yet the Dogon knew its exact weight and properties. They described this companion star as the smallest and heaviest of all things, composed of a mysterious, super-dense metal they called Digitaria. The Dogon asserted that this invisible star took exactly 50 years to complete its highly elliptical orbit around Sirius A. Modern astronomy has confirmed this orbital period down to the decimal. How did a prehistoric tribe see the unseen? Every 60 years, the Dogon celebrate the Sigui ceremony. This elaborate, multi-day ritual is directly tied to the rejuvenation of the universe and the complex movements of the Sirius system. When asked how they obtained this impossible data, the Dogon pointed not to their own observations, but to the heavens. They spoke of the Nommo. The Nommo, described in oral lore as amphibious beings, allegedly descended to Earth in a colossal, spinning vessel of fire and thunder that landed with a deafening roar. The craft was said to have landed to the north of the Dogon country, creating a great body of water from which the Nommo emerged. These beings were described as fish-like, shimmering with iridescent skin, requiring water to breathe and survive. They were the masters of the water. According to the elders, the Nommo divided their bodies to feed mankind and shared their profound knowledge of the cosmos before returning to their home star. But the mystery deepens. The Dogon also spoke of a third star in the system, MEYA, which they described as larger but lighter than Tolo. Modern astronomers have only recently suspected the existence of a Sirius C. The mathematical precision of their agricultural and ritual calendars is entirely structured around these stellar cycles, proving this knowledge was not a casual addition, but the core of their entire civilization. When these findings were published in the mid-20th century, they sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Skeptics immediately searched for a rational explanation. Could it be cultural contamination? Critics suggested that Western missionaries or travelers with telescopes had visited the Dogon in the late 19th century, sharing their astronomical knowledge. Yet, this theory falls apart under scrutiny. The Sirius B lore is deeply woven into ancient Dogon artifacts, architecture, and rituals that predate any possible European contact by centuries. Deep within the Bandiagara cliffs lies the sacred cave of Binou, a place forbidden to outsiders, where the oldest secrets are kept. Inside, illuminated only by flickering torchlight, are rock paintings estimated to be hundreds of years old, depicting the exact, complex movements of the invisible star. Some researchers suggest a connection to ancient Egypt. The Egyptians famously revered Sirius, linking its heliacal rising to the annual flooding of the Nile. Did the Dogon inherit this cosmic knowledge from a lost, highly advanced civilization that once thrived along the Nile? Oral history suggests the Dogon migrated from the East centuries ago, fleeing religious persecution and bringing their sacred science with them to the safety of the cliffs. Their extreme isolation in the rugged Malian wilderness acted as a natural vault, preserving their advanced astronomical data from the destructive forces of time and conquest. But their knowledge extends beyond Sirius. The Dogon also described the 4 Galilean moons of Jupiter and the rings of Saturn, all invisible to the naked eye. At the heart of their cosmology is Amma, the supreme creator god, who is described as a cosmic egg containing the seeds of all matter and life. The Dogon described the creation of the universe as a series of vibrations and spinning movements, a concept strikingly similar to modern string theory and quantum mechanics. How could a culture without microscopes, telescopes, or particle accelerators describe the fundamental building blocks of the universe with such precision? Some alternative theories suggest the Dogon possessed a rudimentary optical device, perhaps a secret lens made of polished crystal, handed down through generations. Yet, no such optical device has ever been found. The mystery remains locked in their oral poetry, passed down from initiate to initiate in the dead of night. The Dogon mystery forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about our past. It challenges the linear narrative of human technological progress. Famous astronomers, including Carl Sagan, debated the anomaly, unable to fully explain how such precise data could exist without modern instrumentation. Today, the Bandiagara Escarpment remains silent, its stone walls keeping their secrets as the modern world rushes past. The night sky over Mali remains one of the darkest and clearest on Earth, a perfect window into the infinite cosmos. Are we alone in the universe, or did ancient teachers indeed descend from the stars to guide early humanity? As modern science advances, we find ourselves not disproving the Dogon myths, but slowly catching up to them. Perhaps the answers we seek are not written in our future, but preserved in the ancient stone and oral songs of those who watched the stars before the dawn of history.